Coming through, and Sushantji, I will request your attention on this. This is something which you've also been tracking. It's the apprehension of a terrorist, an ISIS terrorist, who was nabbed by the Russian authorities, and India was alerted. It was a multi-country intelligence coordination that's enabled this kind of a crackdown of an ISIS agent or a Fidain suicide bomber who was being sent from Russia into India. He's an Uzbek national, Azamov. India has asked the Russian government to share the further interrogation details. Intelligences have sent their questionnaire to the Russian government. The agency is seeking access to question the bomber, but so far they've not got that access. They want to they want to actually identify the bomber's handler in India. And they also want to identify the specific targets that these bombers were sent. We are given to understand it's not one, but there are two suicide bombers, one a Kyrgyzstan national also, so both from Central Asia. One of them has been apprehended. The details of the other need to be ascertained. The agencies are also seeking details to track the handler nexus and funding routes, and more importantly, access to bomber via Uzbekistan government, as he is an Uzbek national. Hunt is on for the second bomber, who also planned to enter India. Like I said, he is also seen to be of a Central Asian origin, maybe Kyrgyzstan or again an Uzbek national. Sushant Sareen, this should be sending the alarm bells ringing at multiple levels. Ground support, active logistics, ISIS presence on Indian soil, and ISIS now deciding to send foreign nationals into India for Fidain attacks.
Yeah, I would imagine that more than alarm bells ringing, it would at least end the denial in India that, we are going to be left untouched by the fires of this kind of jihadism, which are sweeping through the rest of the world. We are going to be as much singed by it as anybody else. But, Anand, I am just a little surprised that the Russians would have prematurely released the details about this particular fellow whom they have apprehended. I would imagine they would have already squeezed him dry. They would have, or ideally they should have exchanged the information with India on the back channel. So that, whatever follow-up action had to be taken by India to uncover the cell which was going to provide this fellow with the logistic support and the explosives and everything else in India,
right?
We could go after that. So I wonder if what is coming out in the media right now is like, one of those delayed broadcasts which you guys offer.
Deferred telecast.
You have a 10-15 minute delay and then you broadcast something. So the event has already passed so that nobody gets the information. I wonder if that is happening, because otherwise I find it very strange that the Russians have released all that information, but they, the Indians were completely clueless. And now we are running around trying to find out this cell which would have completely disappeared by now.
Correct.
If they had been forewarned. So I find that a little strange, but I think that we're going to hear something more about this story in the coming days. And perhaps that is when we can make more sense of what exactly happened.
And somewhere we should connect it back to that entire weekend wherein across about 35 locations raids were conducted, and in 48 hours 48 people were nabbed. So there could be a link there that information was shared, and there was an attempt to try and break the back of any ISIS network or organized group here which would want to perhaps provide OGW or overground support here on ground to these terrorists who are coming into India or planning to come into India. General Katoj and Sushant Sareen, thank you very, very much for joining us this evening. We're going to take a short break here on the Nation at 5. Stay with us.